coming together. And so United We Dream made a petition for me. And with that, I went to different classrooms in Capital, and I told a few friends in Central, and they invited me to a few classrooms to speak as well, and a few other organizations on campus. And finally, somehow it gets to the attention of the governor, and Governor Malloy, and he spoke on my behalf, and so no other governor, no one really had spoken so high up, had spoken on behalf of an undocumented immigrant, and so that got national news. But still, I was still trying to fight this deportation at the same time, trying to do well in classes and still trying to manage both somehow. And about a week later, I get a call, a week before finals. I get a call from Senator Blumenthal, and he tells me congratulations. And I thought it was because the governor had spoken on my behalf and I had gotten national attention. And so I thanked them, of course, but I was still getting worried about finals and all that, so I told him, I'm sorry, I gotta go, I have to study for finals. So he's like, sure, I'm sorry. So I sort of brushed him off the phone. And so about 2 minutes later, after hanging up, I get a call from this lady, Lucy Now Potential, from NPR, and she tells me congratulations. And I remember that NPR hadn't interviewed me for what the governor had done, so I was confused. I'm like, I'm not sure what you're congratulating me for, but thank you. I think you're a bit late. And she told me, wait, you haven't heard? I guess not. And she says, your deportation had been stopped. And I was ecstatic, and I told her, actually that makes sense why a U.S. Senator would call me. And so she asked me, so you got a call from the senator? And she said, yeah, but I sort of brushed him off the phone because I have to work on finals. And she's like, okay, what else? So she started asking me about what else he said. And finally it was over after about 10 weeks of having all that weight on my shoulders. I learned what the definition of community was, what a community was, and just the beauty of it, of people coming together and helping each other out, because most of the people that I met were people, not people that could have said, I'm sorry, I don't want to help you, I can't, I don't know. And I'm very grateful because it was thanks to them caring, thanks to them stepping up and really lending me a hand and listening to my story that got me through it and really helped me this far. And so thank you again for listening, and appreciate.
Thanks so much, Mariano. Jose, do you want to share with us?
Should I stand on the other side?
Well, the camera.
Talk, it's just,
You can stand.
All right. Well, whichever works best. Because in the beginning he said we were going to get videos on free, so whichever is best for a camera.
No, that's fine.
Well, thank you, everyone.
We like the camera.
Well, both me and Mariano, so we were both excited. And talking about Mariano, I don't know how to top that off, because every time that I hear his story, he really inspires me, because I believe I told him once or twice maybe, how one day I was in my house, once I was here in Connecticut already, and everyone in my family just started talking and screaming. It's like, oh, come, come. And by the way, they call me Tito. That's like my nickname. So they're like, Tito, Tito, come. They're talking about immigration. So I ran to the living room, and the first thing I saw was Mariano on TV. At that time, I did not know him. So I was like, oh, cool. This is very interesting. Let me see what they have to say. And it was about his story, just what he just shared with you. He was sharing with the whole community, and how he wanted to continue his education, how he wanted to stay here in Connecticut, in the United States. And since that moment on, I wanted to become just like him. I wanted to have what it took to stand in front of everyone, in front of people, in front of the media, in front of the camera, and share my story. And to some point, I would like to say that I'm here right now because of him, and just the things that he does, and just continues on. So I'm going to share my story. Although that was kind of a little bit of my story. But I'm originally from Mexico, Acapulco. Then my parents decided to move to Georgia, and now beautiful New England with the snow. So it's pretty radical, coming from a warm place and now a very, very, very cool place.
Yeah.
It is. So when I think back, I remember my parents telling me one day how we were going to move. And I thought that we were going to go somewhere else in Mexico, that we were going to go by a plane or something. But to my surprise, it wasn't in Mexico, it was the United States. At that point, I didn't know where it was. I was only 10 years old or so. And I couldn't say much except, okay, let's go. Next thing I remember, and this was very clearly, was when we were actually crossing the border. And we had to cross the Rio Grande, the river, very cold. And then we also crossed the desert. And the sun being really hot on us, we ran out of food and water, and everyone was really tired. And everyone was just turning around looking at me. It's like, wait, why is that little boy still going on? He's only 10, and I'm like here, almost dying. But the reason why I just kept going was because of my father, because him standing right beside me, just like Mariano inspired me, and I told you about it, my dad also inspired me a lot. And because of him, I didn't give up, I just continued. And at one point, he even looked at me, saw how tired I was, and I was asking him for water. And he told me, "Está bien, hijo, sigue adelante." It's okay, son, just move forward. So those words stroked my heart. It pierced my heart. And I just continued, gave me strength, and we made it. We made it to the land of dreams, the United States of America. And I was really happy. I thought that the worst was over. But no, everything was just getting started. I started elementary school in Georgia, and not knowing English is one of the worst things that could happen. Mainly because everyone who does talk Spanish, at least when I was a little kid, they used to make fun of them. And I remember as I was stepping into that classroom, the kids were laughing. And I'm like, great, they like me. No, they were not laughing with me, they were laughing at me. That was pretty shocking, but at that moment I decided I was going to learn the language so that not one more person could make fun of me. So that not one more person could make fun of my father or my mother, and to teach my little brother as well. So I continued. I did learn it, as you can see. One of my dreams was to go to college, because my parents knew that having an education was very important, and I wanted to honor them, and in a way, for them to see that it wasn't for nothing, that they left everything behind, and that their sacrifices were in vain. So I did well, elementary, middle school, high school, top of my class, best that I could be. And I thought that just magically someone was gonna come and hand me a ticket to go to the university and have everything paid off. Because that's what they told me. They're like, you do well in school, you can go to college. I'm like, okay, get all A's, someone will see that I'm doing well and come and hand me a check. But no one did. I was still in Georgia as a freshman, high school freshman. And unfortunately, my parents got divorced. So that was a big hit for me and my brother, because family was always big for us. So my father got custody of me and my brother, and that's why we came to Connecticut. My mom stayed behind in Georgia with another little brother that I have, who is now 9. His birthday was this past Thursday, by the way. So we got here. I was pretty depressed, to be honest, starting all over. But more than that, I still wanted to go to college. And no one still hadn't handed me a check. So I'm like, I need to work harder. It got to the point where it was senior year. And I'm like, Dad, I'm about to graduate. I want to go to college. No colleges have told me to go to their college yet, so I don't know. He looked at me and he said, you know, son, sit down. I think you're going to have to go back to Mexico because you can't work here, you can't drive, and you can't even go to college. So how are you supposed to have a life in here? How are you supposed to have a future? And even though before I thought that he didn't like me anymore or that he didn't care, I look back and I see it differently now. He did care, he did love me, and that's what he was saying then. Because he himself had gone through all of that without an education, working, not being able to drive, and he didn't want that for me. But at that moment when he told me that, I decided to stay. Because I remembered, once I had talked to my mom about it, how it was very difficult to come here in the first place. And how at the age of 10, I decided not to give up in that desert and just lay there. And probably I wouldn't even be here if I would have decided that. So because of that, I decided to stay and pursue one of my dreams, which was education. My dad honored my decision. Unfortunately, my grandfather had a heart attack, and my dad got scared. So I told him, if you want to go see him, it's fine. He left me and my brother in Connecticut. I graduated, didn't know what to do. I was lost. I didn't have friends. I didn't have more family. It was only a handful of people that I could actually trust with my status, with my dreams, with anything really. But there was one thing that actually brought me hope. And it was one day when I was in church and someone told me that there was gonna be some people that were gonna help students go to college, even if they were undocumented, just like I was. So I'm like, oh, I'm going there, I wanna go. So I was the first one there. First time I got there early in any event. So after that, I just got really involved with the community because they actually started helping me even more. Went to Capital Community College, where I still am. And to be honest, if I'm not mistaken, I should be graduating this May. So that's what my counselor told me. So that's a big achievement. Even though it's an associate's, hopefully I can go for a 4-year. But when I look back, for about to graduate, having more friends, just like Mariano, Mark, Steve, and many of you in here as well that I've talked to, I wouldn't have been here, I wouldn't have come this far, and I wouldn't have overcame all the other things that I've had with my family if it wasn't for the community. But one more thing I would like to share was something that happened to my mom. Her staying in Georgia, it's more difficult down here. It's not like Connecticut. She doesn't have a driver's license. She's also undocumented. So one day, She drove to pick up my little brother in school. She got pulled over for no reason. And the police officer asked for a driver's license. Her not having anything, the police officer asked her, how long have you been here? It's like many years, but I've never done anything, and this is the first time that someone pulls me over. It's like, really? I can't believe that. Well, you know what's next, right? And she's like, yes. So she went to jail, and next thing I know, I receive a call, and I never pick up my phone if it's not someone that I know, but something told me that I had to pick it up. And it was her, certainly. The first thing came out of her mouth was, son, I'm in jail, look after your brother. Me being in Connecticut, my little brother being in Georgia, I had no idea how I was gonna fix that. But in my head, it was like how to get my mom out. That was like my first thought. And it went back to the community again. Because at that moment, I was a little bit more engaged with the community of New Britain, Connecticut, and some other states around as well. So that was the first thing I turned into, them. Because numbers make power. And everyone started calling where she was being detained before she was gonna go for a deportation center. Because it's way much harder to get her out of there. And we did it. Within 12 hours, we got her out. It was Friday morning, by Friday afternoon, she was out. So that was pretty good. And I'll just like to thank everyone that actually helped that. And for now, in front of all of you, to say that if you ever doubt yourself, if you ever doubt that one person, that one community can actually help and can make a difference, it's not true. The littlest help that someone can make makes a big difference and can change someone's life. I could change mine, I could change my mom's, I could change Mariano's. Thank you, and that's my story.
Thanks. You know, is there anybody else who'd like to share their story? We have some folks who are a little bit shy about talking. We assure them their English is much better than our Spanish would be, and is actually very good. But we have some folks who've come all the way from Ecuador, and when I say come all the way, they didn't fly here, they came through Mexico. And if you know where Ecuador is, it's a long way. It's a huge, it's incomprehensible to me to be able to make that kind of journey. So if you want to, would you be willing to talk? Okay, I wouldn't mind. Go on over here. She wants you to come join us.
I'm not really good with this.
You just talk right into it.
Okay. My name is Diana. That's my name, Diana Lopez, and this is my younger sister, Melanie. We are from Ecuador. I'm 28 and she's 26. Okay. We left home July 28, 2009, and we came to this country September 28, 2009. That was 2 months. I don't want to come to this country. I live in Ecuador. I finished my college. I have a business, but she wants to come here. We are 5. I'm the oldest one, Melanie, my third sister, Daniela, my brother, Elvis, and my little sister, Maria. We have a daddy, but he's never with us, never. My mom, she always worked hard. My mom, she always worked hard, always. We always have breakfast, lunch, and dinner home, always. She really, any job, she clean houses, she clean bathrooms, she cooks for everybody, but she always got some money for us. I finished college, Melanie finished college too. My little brothers, they still in college. And she said, I think it's, Diana said, maybe why don't you go to America? Maybe it's a better life, we can get, we see some friends, they come here and they work hard, but they have, like houses in there, have cars, a farm. I said, no, I don't want to go, because my life is here. I have a degree. Why I have to go far away? I don't speak any English. But she decided, she said, oh, I'm going to America. I said, okay, good luck. But one day I was talking with my mom, she said, Diana, I said, but you can't, don't let, to your young sister alone, because she needs you. I said, Mom, I don't want to go, that's a crazy idea, I don't want to go there. He said, okay, that was maybe Friday. On Saturday, we went to the lady. That lady, she helped people to borrow some money and talk with other people. She had some contacts, like Guatemala, in different parts. Okay, and she said, Diana, I said, okay. She will talk with her. That was maybe almost like a Sunday. Diana, you going to Guayaquil, that's the capital, not the capital, but the big city, on Wednesday. I said, on Wednesday already, I didn't have time, I have like my friends, my good friends. But I said, Diana, it's better if you don't say to anybody you're going out. I said, okay. We just left home on Wednesday, like at 7 o'clock. In my heart, I really have that hope, I hope, in Mexico, some like Guatemala, the police stop us and we can go back to Ecuador. I don't want to come here because I don't know this country, I don't know nothing here. But we went to Guayaquil, flew to Panama to Mexico, to Guatemala. In Guatemala, we spent 2 nights. We had to walk 2 nights in the middle of the night without lights, nothing. I had to grab my sister's hands. We had to walk at 6 hours maybe. That was, and you hear the police, they are around. But that was Guatemala. I think there was, but thanks God, nothing happened with us. We were safe in Guatemala. It was hard because a different food. We don't eat rice with eggs, nothing like that. It just was rice with black beans and different. And we passed Guatemala, we went to Mexico. In Mexico, we spent like 3 days maybe in TF, the Distrito Federal de Mexico. We spent in the nice hotels. Everything was nice there. I said, oh my God, this life is going to be so their vacation. But no, really. After a couple of nights, we went to, I think it was Calientes or something like that. It's the border. There was a big hotel, big. In the main door was a guy with guns and everything. And we went there, and there was a lot of people from different countries there waiting. We went in there, and they gave a room. There was like 6 beds in there, but it smelling so bad. I always was with her, always. And the guys, and we went there, and some guys, they came and said, but they were, very dirty, with a lot of, some say, what happened with you guys? I said, we tried to cross the border. That's our 3rd time, and we can't do it. I said, what happened? Because it's a lot of, the police and everything. I said, oh my God. And they say, bad story, because they have the police, the guys that work on the border, they have dogs, they have the helicopters. And me and Melanie said, oh my God, Melanie, I don't think we're going to make it. They sound like a hard. But she said, no, Diana, we are here. We have to do it. Okay. That was maybe one Friday. And the Sunday, I said, Diana, it's your time. You have to, it's your turn. And there was a lot of groups A lot of, and they put us, me and Melanie, with the best guy, with the best coyote. I think he was good. He really was good. But he plays a lot with us. Because there was 3 guys. The one guy, he really knows the area, and 2 guys, they help. One guy is the guy who knows the area, one guy is behind him, and one guy is behind to everybody, cleaning, when we walk. They are really smart. We spent a week walking in the desert. 1 week. They give you a bag, a plastic bag, to cover you in the night. But I thought, we are going to walk in the desert, maybe like 60 degrees in the night, 90 degrees. It's going to be hot. It's hot in the morning, in the afternoon, but in the night it's cold. It is cold. And they just give you one, like this, you have just one pair, shoes, and a plastic bag. That's the only you have. And they give you a bag with water, with 2 tunas, and frijoles, and tortillas. In that week, she gets sick. She loses a lot of weight, and she doesn't want to walk. She said, Diana, one time the police was behind us, and she said, Diana, leave me here. You go alone. I said, no, I don't want to leave you here. I walk with you a month. I don't want to leave you here. She pushed me again and said, you should go. I said, no, Melanie, we are here. I hug here, her, just keep going. I was the only person holding her back because she was so skinny, she can't walk, nothing. I was only me, I take my bag, I put water, I take 2 tunas, the rest of the bag I throw away because she can't really walk with nothing. I try to eat, I open 1 tuna can, and she smelled, and she started to throw up. I said, okay. She was sick, but I can eat because I try to eat, but she gets more sick. I said, okay, let's go. We are on diet today. Let's go, Bella. We went to Phoenix, Arizona. There's a beautiful house, but inside is only immigrant people in there. In a small room, like 100 people, only one small room, everybody smelling so bad. Melanie smelled that again, and she got sick again. I had my bag, I was so heavy. I threw my bag on the floor and said, Diana, what do you have there? I said, I got water, I got tuna. They opened the bag, in like 5 seconds, that 2 tunas and the water was gone. They were so hungry, those people. But we get so lucky because we went there maybe like a couple hours. In the middle of the night, one truck came and they put us in the truck and we moved to Los Angeles. That was better. We spent 1 week in Los Angeles. But they give us food. That was okay because you pay 50% when you are in your country and you pay the rest when you are here. But the lady, she's supposed to give the money to us. She borrowed us $20,000 for each one. But the interest was 1%. When we came here, the lady said, you ladies are in the United States? Yes. The interest now at 8%. 2 months in the way to here. You know how much was the interest? We don't have any jobs, nothing. We went to Los Angeles and they paid a ticket to come to New York because my uncle lives in New York. We don't see him for 25 years maybe. He doesn't know us, we don't know him. We're only for pictures. But Melanie said, Diana, what happened? We don't know him. He said, I think we are going to know it's him. They buy food, they buy clothes for us in the place. We got a little bag and they just give you $20 for 3 days to Los Angeles to New York. $3. We stop in McDonald's. We don't speak any English, nothing, but there was a Puerto Rican guy with us. He said, what do you want to eat? I said, maybe we try to buy the cheap food. I said, maybe the French fries with chicken nuggets. That was $18.99. So now I have, and that was only lunch. I said, Melanie, what happened tomorrow? But we have some money. My mom, she did it in a special pocket in our cloth. We have $100 each one. But we don't say to anybody because they can take your money. I said, Melanie, you don't worry, we spend here, but we don't have any blankets in the bus. They put the AC, it was cold. We went to the gas station, and the guy was looking at us like, oh my God, they think they're going to steal something. We went there and we buy a blanket that was for the cars. Why we buy it? That was me and Melanie. I think God was with me and her all the time. We don't have any problem in the way, any kind of problem. We just 2 months working here. We came to New York and we started to work at McDonald's for 6 months. The first time we refilled the application, they said, oh, we are going to pay you $7 by hour. By the check is going to be like a $6. We're so happy. I said, well, $6. If we work 40 hours, $6, 240 in the week, maybe we can pay the money back to it. In that time, we owed to the lady $45,000. 6 months in New York was not good. We work hard. Sometimes we just sleep in the way to going home. We work overnight. Was like a 20 minutes in the train. That's the only time we have to sleep. We go home, take a shower, and go again to another job. My uncle here in Chester, he called me. Then I said, why you don't move here to Chester? We don't get along with my uncle because we don't see a lot, like this. I said, oh, move here. Okay. I think me and Brandy, we are so brave. Because we went to New York, to Grand Central, and we went to buy the tickets. We don't speak any English in 6 months, nothing. We went to the Grand Central and said, I was learning, how you say, may I have a ticket to New Haven like this. I learned how to say that. I went to buy the tickets, and we went to New Haven. My cousin, he came and he picked up for New Haven. And we find a job. We work in the hotel, and also, he said, Diana, if you want to move here, you have to drive a car. Drive a car? I said, yes. My first car, we buy $500. But the bad thing about the car was standard. Oh my God, in 1 week, we had to learn how to drive a car. Me and Melanie always. And we had to drive overnight, now we're driving a different car, now we think it's easy, but in that time, without driver license, only with driving with the passport, was very, now I think we know everything here, everybody, people, and after we work in a hotel, we have to work hard. In less than 1 year, me and Melanie were working hard, we pay the money back to Ecuador. But we have to pay everything, because if you don't pay, the interest is going to be high. My aunt, she used to live here, and she moved back to Ecuador, but she was a house cleaning. Then I said, why you don't keep my job? I said,